Ladies and gentlemen, I am the Comic Outlaw, and welcome to X-Men Month. Yes, we'll be dropping X-Men content all month with different X titles, and I thought we'd start off with one of our what-ifs. What if the X-Men, the Chris Claremont X-Men, never existed and the original team had stayed in existence through the Chris Claremont years? How that turns out, how that unfolds, we'll tune in and find out. Yes, it starts off with our original team of X-Men, which is Cyclops, of course, Iceman, Angel, Beast, Jean Grey, and then his brother Havoc and Polaris eventually became members. This is where they go and they investigate that island. And it's basically just a living island. I think he's named Chronozoa, Krakoa, something like that. Very big creature. Basically is a whole island and it kind of manifests itself on the island. So it's basically like a living creature, sort of like Mogo. Mogo is from a DC's Living Planet. Anyways, the X-Men start fighting, and Professor Xavier gets an idea that Jean Grey and Polaris will sort of combine powers, and it'll kind of give Jean Grey the oomph to lift it, and a power boost with Havoc and Cyclops, of course. They lift it away, and Xavier is starting to be plagued by these dreams of this helmet, the alien reaching out to him, and of course, other things happen as they get attacked by Eric the Red, Nightcrawler, and a person named Proudstar, which would be a member of the X-Men, the Chris Claremont team that ended up getting killed. But anyways, the X-Men in quick fashion, since they know how to work together a lot cohesively than the other X-Men because they were a newer team, quickly take these guys out. Nightcrawler, of course, escapes and vows vengeance. The interesting thing about Eric the Red is that he has feathers. He's neither human or mutant, he's an alien. But that's more to come later. As the X-Men continue to investigate, Eric the Red kind of laughs and laughs it off and kind of gives spoilers that he's something more, something from beyond. But as, of course, the X-Men goes on, there's always problems, and Beast calls them, saying they have a Sentinel problem. Beast of this time is sort of a member of the Avengers. You know, he kind of goes back and forth. This is, of course, the famous shuttle mission where Jean Grey becomes Phoenix. But since Polaris is there, she uses her magnetic powers to guide the shuttle in, and Jean Grey never becomes Phoenix. This is a very pivotal moment because we all know the Phoenix. Whether you've seen it in the movies or not, that does, the classic comic book series, which should be read, this pivotal event does not happen. And as the X-Men kind of go into a little bit of relaxation, all of a sudden, Leandra shows up, and she reveals that she's the queen of the Shi'ar Empire. Her brother Decan took over. He wants this MCON crystal. This MCON crystal, if used wrong, can cause a collapse of our universe as well as others. And blink, they open up a portal, and the X-Men go through, willing to help, jumping into the unknown. But this is another planet, a civilization. Hell, it's an empire. And then you get their footing before they jump into anything. Of course, they find these other beings fighting against this giant monster. And of course, the monster is kind of holding on to these slaves. The X-Men don't approve of that, and they go to help. Because that's what the X-Men does, you know. And of course, the other, slaves do rebel, and some of them are actually, most of them are members of the Starjammers, a pirate group, and Corsair is Cyclops' father. And as they attack, they do their thing. Beast takes out a few of them. McCoy, one of my favorite characters, and of course they get shocked by this energy pulse, and it kind of tears a wound in the MCON crystal. It's kind of sucking everything in. This guy becomes overpowered, but gets taken out by Jean Grey. Now everything's starting to crack. It's like a pulsating energy, sort of like a crystal energy. And Cyclops gets the idea that he kind of knows the frequency, and they can sort of heal it. So everyone kind of combines powers, and through Cyclops, he's able to kind of sort of heal the wound, sort of. It's a lot of X-Men jargons, a lot of energy pulls, and it's just a lot of good comic book writing, and it's basically about teamwork. You know how the X-Men does. But they return from a mission all happy, glad, they basically won the day, and everything continues on with the X-Men. They fight a Metal Man, of course. They fight a couple other opponents, and it's basically business as usual for the team. But the events of the MCON crystal will come back to haunt them. Even though they healed the crystal, there's still one other being out there, a being of fire that has been consuming everything in the universe. But Jean and Scott have a moment after they work with Alpha Flight and realize the leader, Wolverine, has a great life together. He tries to propose. Jean's kind of backs off. She's been having these psychic nightmares of a different life. Realizing that she's under some sort of attack, Professor Xavier deduces that this has been coming from an outside source. They actually trace it back to a man named Jason Wind. This does take a while, though, as the X-Men do deal with other threats, and they're more of a cohesive team, like I've said before. The other team with Wolverine, Colossus, and everyone, they were great individually, but it took some time for them to work together. They quickly find the Hellfire Club. She realizes that he isn't who he is, and just when the showdown's about to start, they get teleported away by Leandra. And Leandra explains that there's that being out there that I was talking about earlier, the Phoenix, is out and is consuming planets. And Cyclops is kind of asking why this is our business and why do we have to attend to it. Because for some reason it was going to Earth. It was looking for a vessel from Earth. And it needs a host. And if they don't stop it, it's going to keep consuming things. But as the host can kind of sacrifice himself. And the Phoenix would sort of go away because it travels from multiverse to multiverse. Cyclops decides that he's going to be the one to sacrifice himself because, that's just Cyclops and that's how he does. But anyways, as Cyclops is about to make his gallant journey to the ship, he gets knocked out, set on the floor, and someone else is going to take his place. But who? Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. And as the ship flies off, the screen appears and you realize that it's Nightcrawler, Kurt Wagner. And he basically explains that he's been hunted and prosecuted his whole life. He felt like he had no choice but to throw in with Eric the Red. And upon finding the X-Men and realizing how good they were, he thought that it would be a better idea if he sacrificed himself in order to save Cyclops and to save this team that's been taking steps for mutants. And as Nightcrawler bravely heads towards the fireball, he says it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. And the energy folds in on itself. No need to look at the screen, they know what happened. But yes, this is the X-Men in this universe. And they have many more stories ahead of them. But that is another universe. And those are stories for another time. And I'll catch you on the flip side. Later.